Hi, so today is day 5. I told myself I was going to record every single day, but yesterday it was just with school, getting home, it just got a little bit too late. So yesterday would have been the 4th day, and today is the 5th day. So almost a whole week, if you go by 7 days. So the biggest news for day 5 is that since Monday, and today's Friday, I have lost 3.2 pounds. I was pretty surprised when I got on the scale this morning. I do weigh myself every day because I find, or I have found in the past, when I don't weigh myself every day, I tend to lose focus a little bit. And then I'm disappointed at the end of the week, and then the cycle just kind of continues. So when I weigh myself every day, I'm a little bit more conscious about what I'm eating and just being a little bit more aware. So I decided to do a little bit of a background video just so that you know a little bit more about who I am and how I became to be overweight. So it's a bit of a long story. I'm going to try to condense it just so you know, don't spend all day on it. But long story short, I'm 27 now, and when I was 14, I was sexually assaulted. I was assaulted by an internet predator. Before that had happened, that was when I was 14, I was always very thin growing up. My mom said it was to the point that people were actually concerned about my well-being, like asking if I was okay, if I was sick, because I was always so thin. Then, when I was 14, going through that traumatic event, I started eating as coping. And I wasn't exercising anymore. Before then, I was involved in a lot of different activities. I would, swimming, dance, horseback riding, things of that sort. And after the assault took place, I didn't feel like myself anymore and really stopped engaging in a lot of those activities. So on top of, not being active anymore, I was just eating. And at the same time, I didn't want to be found attractive by another man the way that he was attracted towards me. And so that was also kind of a defense mechanism. It's just, I thought if I gained weight, I would be unattractive, and therefore I would be safe from that happening to me again. So that was pretty much when I started gaining weight. And then when I was about maybe 17 or 18, I lost a pretty good amount, maybe like 30 pounds, and I did that just by cutting out, some soda and the sweets and kind of the basic thing. But I never really picked up on the exercise. And then my mom died. So that was 5 years ago when I was 21. And so then same thing, just kind of as a comfort, I just didn't care about losing weight or staying healthy anymore. I was just depressed. And so eating just became more of a comfort, which I'm sure, you guys are familiar with that feeling of it kind of fills the void. And then just kind of out of boredom and things of that sort. And, also I wasn't exercising then. So then I was back up to my highest weight, which is 250. And then I wanted to start to try to lose weight again, so I did Weight Watchers kind of on and off. And I would always set these unrealistic goals for myself. I actually, if you go on my blog and go back a few years, I think it was like 2007 or 8, I'm mentioning that my goal for my first month was to lose 12 pounds, and I had lost 11. 11 pounds for the first month, that's pretty amazing, but since I didn't make it to my goal of 12, I pretty much gave up. So just pretty unrealistic. Hoping this time around I am a lot more focused on what my goals are. Like I said, I think in my first video, my husband and I are hoping to start a family sometime in the near future, and I don't want to be uncomfortable. So I kind of tell myself body for baby, and that's pretty much my goal right now, is to lose weight, not only, for the purpose of being pregnant, but for myself, just to help, feel better about myself. Um, Let me see my notes here, make sure I mention everything. Who I am. So I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, and I'm currently going to graduate school to get my master's in counseling to become a licensed therapist. So that's when I mention school, that's what I'm doing. I'm in grad school. And during the day, I work as a mental health therapist for individuals with severe mental illnesses. So I'm hoping a lot of the techniques that I've learned and all the trainings that I've been to, that I help other people all day long, I'm hoping I can use some of that on myself and give myself the time and attention that I give to other people in their well-being. So one thing that I've been noticing along those lines is negative self-talk. That's something that we, educate other people about. But I never really stopped to realize how much I do it to myself. And I have a sneaking suspicion that if you're watching this video and you're also trying to lose weight, that you also do it to yourself. And it's something that you're not even really consciously aware of. It's just kind of in the back of your mind, and just these little things kind of sneak in here and there. But if you start really paying attention to that little voice, you can start to see how negative it can be. Today, for example, I had to go get my blood drawn. Getting my blood drawn is one of the things that I really, really dislike. It goes back to when I was 14. After the assault, I had reported it to the police, and I had to go to the hospital and have a rape kit done, and part of that was getting my blood drawn. At that point, I had been in the hospital for about 7 hours, and so when they came in to draw my blood, I haven't even eaten anything really that day, and I'm sitting there with the needle in my arm, and I knew I was going to pass out. I just had this feeling. I could just feel everything draining. I felt my face go white, and I thought, please don't pass out with the needle in your arm. And as soon as she pulled it out, I remember falling back. Thankfully, I was on the bed. But when I woke up, they're giving me apple juice and, everything to get my blood sugar back up. And from that point on, I pretty much attributed getting my blood drawn to wanting to pass out. And so I never had a problem before then with getting my blood drawn, but since then, it's always been an issue, and I've been working on that. But I realized that this morning when I was going in, I kept telling myself, oh, I hate doing this, I'm going to pass out, this is horrible. And that's kind of always been the script all along, but I was never really aware of it until today. And so I thought, no, I can change this. And so I started telling myself, I'm going to do great, it's only going to take 5 minutes. This professional, she knows what she's doing, I don't need to worry about it. And so I just pretty much left it at that, that I was going to do great, everything was going to go well, and sure enough it did. It didn't even hurt, I didn't feel woozy or anything. Because it's one of those things that was so frustrating for years, because I knew it was all in my head. I mean, it wasn't like my blood sugar was dangerously low or anything like that would physically cause me to pass out. So I knew it was all psychological. And so once I focused on that today and was able to turn around that negative talk into more positive self-talk, I was fine. And so it really taught me a lesson as early as this morning that, I need to start doing that more, telling myself that I can do it, telling myself that even if I mess up, that's all into interpretation, but if I have a very high-calorie meal or eat out or have something that I wasn't planning on for the day, that doesn't mean the whole day is a waste. In the past, I told myself, okay, you already screwed up. What's the sense of, staying with this anymore? You can't do it. So now I'm just a little bit more aware of that and just hope to talk to myself a bit more positively. And hopefully you can also start to notice when you are negative towards yourself, and just, you don't even have to start changing it right now. If you just become more aware that you're doing it and when you're doing it, then that can help to start the change. So that is a long video. It's been almost 10 minutes. That's probably one of the longest that I'm going to make, because I know it's hard to sit here for 10 minutes to listen to me talk. But, leave your questions and comments, And, feel free to open this up for discussion about things that have helped you in the past with, staying positive and losing weight. So I will see you next time. Today was day 5, and I will check in over the weekend. Thanks.